Okay guys, today we're gonna go over how to graph quadratic equation in standard form. And for equation to be in standard form, it has to be y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? And in standard form, the a, if it's positive, that means the graph will be facing up. If it's negative, it's gonna be facing down, okay? And this part right here, c, that part, that's the y-intercept. So you can get the y-intercept straight from standard form, which is 0, comma c. Okay. With that being said, before we start the problem, I need to tell you what is the vertex formula is. The vertex, to find the vertex, the formula is x equal to negative b over 2a. Okay. And yes, in order to graph the parabola in standard form, you always have to find the vertex first, okay? So let's go over number one. Okay, so in number one, we're going to, it is already in standard form, we're going to identify A, B, and C. A is 1, B is 2, and C is 1, okay? And now we're gonna plug into the formula, which is the vertex formula, which is x equal to negative b over 2a. So x equal to negative b is 2 from here. But then that's negative b, so it becomes negative 2. 2 times a, which is 2 times 1, it's from here. Okay, now we're just going to evaluate. So that's going to be negative 2 over 2, which is x equal to negative 1. So that's x. In order to find a complete vertex, we need to find the y part, okay? And in order to find the y part, all you have to do is get this answer right here, plug into where the x is, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be y equals to negative 1 squares plus 2 times negative 1 plus 1. So y is equal to negative 1 squared is negative 1 times negative 1, which is positive 1. This is going to give us negative 2 plus 1. So y is equal to negative 1 plus 1, because 1 minus negative 2 is negative 1. And that's going to be 0. So my vertex is at negative 1, comma 0. Okay, so once you find the vertex, you pretty much find a lot of things already, okay? So for example, axis of symmetry is x equal to negative 1. Max or min, or y-intercept. Y-intercept, we get it straight from here. Remember what I said earlier in the previous slide? So the y-intercept is 0, comma 1. Max or min, since a is positive, from here, a is positive, so we know the graph is facing up, it has to be a minimum. And that minimum is always from the vertex, which is 0, the y part, 0. X-intercept. Now for the x-intercept, we're going to wait until we graph it first, okay? So let's graph negative 1, comma 0. Negative 1, comma 0 is right here. And I'm going to draw in my axis of symmetry. Okay, so I know the graph is facing up, right? So by looking at this right here, you could use the vertex, I mean not the vertex, I'm sorry, the y-intercept from here to graph it in. Why? Because it's still within boundary. Sometimes my vertex could be like out of my boundary because, you know, your graph is like 8 by 8, so you can't graph a y-intercept of 0, comma 56, right? So if my y-intercept is within boundary, I use it. If it's not, then I randomly pick a point and then I graph it. Okay, so since my y-intercept is within boundary, I'm going to use it. 0, comma 1 is right here. Reflect to the other side, and you have a parabola. Okay. Now, if you look at this right here, your x-intercept just happened to be your vertex as well. So in this case, your x-intercept is right here, the yellow dot. So that's going to be negative 1, comma 0. Okay? So that's number 1. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Okay, so let's look at number 2. So number 2, let's identify A, B, and C again. A is negative 1, B is is 4, and C is negative 5. So using the vertex formula is x equal to negative b over 2a. So negative 4 over 2 times a, which is negative 1. So x equal to negative 4 over negative 2, which is a positive 2. And then to get my y answer, I'm going to get this 2, plug into this x and that x right there, okay? So y equal to negative 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 5. Okay, this negative right here, don't forget, very important, it's from here, okay? So y is equal to negative 2 squared is 4, so it's negative 4, not positive 4, okay? Plus 8 minus 5. So this right here is positive 4 minus 5, so it's negative 1. So this one's right here, my vertex is 2 comma negative 1. That means my axis symmetry is x equal to 2. My y-intercept 0, negative 5. It's from here. Let me highlight it for you. Right here, that's your y-intercept, okay? And your max or min, since the graph is facing down, that means we have a max, and the max is always from here, okay, which is negative 1. Okay, to find the x-intercept, we graph first, okay? So let's graph first. 2 comma negative 1. Okay, so it just happened my y-intercept is within boundary 0, negative 5. I can use that to get my graph, so I'm going to use it, okay? So 0, negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, if you can't use your y-intercept, you just pick a point near the vertex, plug it in to find the other points. Reflect to this side, and right there. It's supposed to be a nice curve. Okay, so if you look at this right here, notice my graph does not touch my x-axis at all. So in this case, your y-intercept would be none because it doesn't touch it, okay? Okay guys, that is it. Try the homework.